Hey, Sophia. Good morning. How are you today?
Good morning, William. I'm really good, thank you. I slept well last night, which is always a great start to the day. How about you?
I'm great, actually. I woke up a little early today, about 6:30, and I did something a little different. I made my coffee and just sat by the window and listened to an English song for about 15 minutes. It was really relaxing.
Oh, that sounds lovely. What song was it?
It was an old classic, something slow and clear. I could understand almost every word, and it felt good. Like I was listening to music and also learning at the same time without even thinking about it.
That's such a nice way to start the day. And that's actually a perfect introduction to what we're talking about today.
It really is. So, hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode. We're so glad you're here with us today.
Yes, welcome. Whether you're listening at home, on a walk, on the bus, or even while you're cooking, we're happy you're here. And before we get started, can we ask a small favor?
Please, if you enjoy this episode, give it a like, share it with a friend who's learning English, leave us a comment, and hit that subscribe button. It really means a lot to us, and it helps more people find the show.
Thank you so much. Okay, so today we're talking about how to learn English at home completely for free. No expensive classes, no special materials, just you, your phone or computer, and a little bit of time every day.
And I think this topic is so important right now because a lot of people want to improve their English but feel like they can't afford it. And the good news is you really can make amazing progress without spending any money.
Absolutely. I actually know this from personal experience. When I first started seriously working on my English, I didn't have money for a private tutor or classes. I was a university student with almost no budget.
Really? I didn't know that. So what did you do?
I used everything I could find online for free. YouTube, free apps, free websites. And honestly, it worked. My English improved a lot just from those free resources.
That's such a good example, and it shows that the most important thing isn't money, it's consistency and motivation.
Consistency. That word is so important. I think that's actually the number one factor in learning any language. Not how smart you are, not how much money you spend, just how regularly you practice.
100% agree. Okay, so let's talk about the actual ways to learn. Where do we start?
Let's start with the most popular one, YouTube. I think almost everyone in the world uses YouTube, and it's completely free. You can find English content for every single level, from total beginners to very advanced.
And I love that YouTube isn't just for English lessons. You can watch cooking, travel, science, sports, fashion, any topic you like in English. So you're learning the language and learning about something you actually care about.
That's such a good point. Interest makes a huge difference. If you're watching something you enjoy, you pay more attention, you're more engaged, and that means you learn more.
I actually have a friend, her name is Rania, and she's completely obsessed with makeup and beauty. She found English language beauty channels on YouTube, and within 6 months, her English improved dramatically because she was watching for hours every day, and she didn't even feel like she was studying.
That's amazing. And it makes so much sense. When you're genuinely interested, you forget you're learning. The language just absorbs into you.
And one important tip with YouTube is use subtitles, but use English subtitles, not subtitles in your own language.
Why English subtitles specifically?
Because when you read in your own language, your brain switches to that language. But when you read in English and hear English at the same time, you're training your brain to stay in English mode. You're connecting the sound of the word to its written form.
That's a great explanation. And over time, you'll notice you need the subtitles less and less. Your listening comprehension just grows naturally.
Exactly. It's a process. Don't rush it. Just keep watching consistently and trust the process.
Okay, so YouTube is number one. What about podcasts like this one?
Yes, like this one. Podcasts are fantastic for English learners, and the beauty of podcasts is that you can listen anywhere. You don't have to sit at a desk or look at a screen. You can listen while you're walking, cleaning, cooking, driving, exercising.
I listen to English podcasts when I'm doing the dishes. My kitchen time has become my English practice time. I actually look forward to watching dishes now because it means I get to listen to something interesting.
That's a great way to reframe something you maybe don't love doing. Turn it into something positive.
Exactly. And for beginners, I always recommend looking for podcasts that are made specifically for English learners. The hosts speak a little slower, they use simpler vocabulary, and they often explain things in context.
And once you feel more comfortable, you can start listening to regular English podcasts. Things about news, true crime, comedy, history, whatever interests you. The world of English podcasts is enormous.
And it's all free. You just need a phone and headphones. That's it.
Okay, let's talk about something that people sometimes forget. Reading. A lot of learners focus on listening and speaking, but reading is so important too.
Definitely. And I think some beginners feel scared of reading in English because they imagine reading big, thick novels with hard vocabulary. But that's not where you start.
Right. You start small, really small. Maybe just 10 or 15 sentences a day. A short news article for learners, a simple blog post, even captions on social media.
Actually, I follow several English accounts on Instagram and Twitter, and throughout the day, when I scroll through my feed, I read those posts in English. Short sentences, photos for context, simple language. It's reading practice built into my normal daily routine.
And you're not sitting at a desk with a textbook. You're just living your life, and English is part of it.
That's the goal, really, to make English a natural part of your daily life, not something separate and stressful.
For reading, I also want to mention free websites like BBC Learning English and VOA Learning English. They have articles written specifically for English learners, real news stories in simpler language. It's a great way to read about the world and practice at the same time.
Oh, I use BBC Learning English a lot. They also have audio, so you can listen and read at the same time. It's like YouTube, but for news.
Really great resource, and it's completely free. Okay, now let's talk about speaking, because I think speaking makes a lot of people nervous, especially when they're at home alone. How do you practice speaking English by yourself?
This is my favorite topic. So I talk to myself. Yes, I know that sounds a little strange, but I actually narrate parts of my day out loud in English. Like, I'll say, I'm making tea. I'm going to sit by the window. It's a cold morning today.
I do this too. My roommate thought I was on the phone for weeks before he realized I was just talking to myself in English.
Perfect. And the reason this works is because speaking is a physical skill, not just a mental one. Your mouth, your tongue, your throat, they all need practice. The more you speak, the more natural it feels.
And you don't need anyone to practice with. You can practice alone and still make real progress.
Another technique I love is shadowing. Do you know about shadowing, William?
Tell our listeners about it.
Okay, so shadowing is when you listen to someone speak English and you repeat what they say, almost at the same time. You copy their pronunciation, their speed, their rhythm, even their emotion. It's like being an actor playing the role of a native speaker.
And you can do it with any audio, a YouTube video, a podcast, a TV show. You pause, you repeat, you pause, you repeat. It feels a little silly at first, but the results are really impressive.
It does feel silly. I remember the first time I tried it, I was in my bedroom repeating sentences from a TV show like a parrot. But after a few weeks, my pronunciation was so much better.
Because you're training your ear and your mouth at the same time. You're not just memorizing words, you're learning how real people actually sound.
And that's so much more useful than just studying vocabulary lists.
Speaking of vocabulary, how do you recommend building vocabulary at home for free?
Great question. I think the most natural way is through context. When you hear or read a word in a sentence, in a story, in a real situation, you remember it much better than if you just memorize a list.
I agree completely. I have notebooks full of vocabulary lists from years ago, and I remember almost none of it. But words I learned from TV shows or songs, those stick.
Exactly. Your brain is good at remembering things that have meaning, emotion, or context. A word in a list has none of those things, but a word in a funny scene from a TV show, that stays.
One thing I do is keep a small notebook or a note on my phone. When I hear or read a new word that I like, I write it down with the sentence it was in, not just the word, the whole sentence.
Oh, that's such a good habit, because the sentence gives you the context. You remember how the word is used, not just what it means.
Right, and then I try to use that word myself in my diary or when I'm talking to myself.
Talking to yourself is really underrated as a learning strategy.
Okay, let's talk about apps. There are so many free language apps now. What do you think about them?
I think apps are wonderful, but only if you use them consistently.
The danger with apps is that people download 5 of them, use them for 3 days, and then forget about them.
So true. I've done that before.
Me too. But if you pick 1 or 2 and stick with them, even just 10 minutes a day, they really do help. There are apps for vocabulary, listening, grammar, pronunciation, and most have a good free version that's more than enough to start.
10 minutes a day. That's all. It's like you have 10 minutes, right? Everyone has 10 minutes. While you're waiting for the bus, after lunch, before bed, 10 minutes is enough to make progress.
And 10 minutes every day is much better than 2 hours once a week. Your brain learns better with regular, small doses than with one big session.
It's like watering a plant. You don't pour a whole bucket of water once a week and expect the plant to be happy. You give it a little water every day.
I love that comparison. Okay, what about watching TV and movies? We touched on this earlier, but let's go deeper.
Yes, TV and movies are one of the most enjoyable ways to learn English. And you can find so many free options. Free streaming platforms, YouTube, even library apps.
For beginners, I always recommend starting with cartoons or animated shows. The language is clear, the speakers talk slowly, the vocabulary is simple, and the stories are short. 15 or 20 minutes per episode is perfect.
And cartoons are actually really fun as an adult, too. I sometimes watch them and I don't even feel like I'm doing English practice. I'm just watching and enjoying.
My cousin, I actually mentioned her in our last episode. She learned English by watching cartoons with her baby. She would sit with her daughter every morning and watch English cartoons. After 6 months, her English had improved enormously.
That's a beautiful story, learning alongside someone you love. I think that kind of motivation is really powerful.
It really is. And once you feel more confident, you can move to sitcoms with simple dialogue, then dramas, then movies. You build up gradually.
The key is to not expect yourself to understand everything from day one. Even advanced learners miss things sometimes. The goal is general understanding and gradual improvement.
And don't rewind every 5 seconds to understand every word. Sometimes it's better to just let it flow and pick up what you can. Over time, you'll understand more and more.
That's great advice. Okay, we've been talking a lot about listening and reading. Let's talk about writing, because I think writing is often the most ignored skill for home learners.
Why do you think that is?
I think because it feels harder. When you're watching a video or listening to a podcast, it's passive. You just receive the language. But when you write, you have to produce it. You have to choose your words, make sentences, put ideas together.
But that difficulty is exactly what makes it so valuable. Writing forces you to use the language actively. It makes you think in English.
And a simple daily diary is one of the best free writing exercises. Just 3 to 5 sentences about your day. Today I woke up at 7, I had eggs for breakfast, the weather was sunny, I felt happy. Simple, real, and effective.
I've kept an English diary on and off for years, and when I go back and read old entries, I can see exactly how much my writing has improved. It's actually very motivating.
Oh, I love that idea. Reading your old writing to see progress? That's a great way to stay motivated when you feel like you're not improving.
Because sometimes progress is invisible. You don't notice it day to day. But when you look at something from 3 months ago, you can really see how far you've come.
That's such an important thing to remember. Language learning is slow, and that's okay. Every day you practice, you're building something, even if you can't see it yet.
Beautifully said. Okay, I also want to talk about something that people don't always think of as English learning: music.
Oh, yes, English music is incredible for learning.
Songs are powerful because they repeat. You hear the same words, the same phrases over and over. And because there's melody and rhythm, your brain holds on to the language differently. It gets stuck in your head.
In a good way. I still remember phrases from songs I listened to 10 years ago. The music made them permanent.
And you can look up the lyrics online for free. Read along while you listen, sing along. Don't worry about perfect pronunciation. Just enjoy it and let the language sink in.
Singing is actually fantastic for pronunciation. When you sing, you have to stretch your mouth differently. You have to hold certain sounds longer. You have to follow the rhythm. It really does improve your speaking.
I sing in the shower. English songs every morning. My neighbors probably have very strong opinions about this.
They're getting free English lessons through the wall. Okay, let's also talk about one more strategy that I think is really underused: changing the language settings on your phone or computer to English.
Oh, this is such a simple but effective tip. Most people's phones are in their native language, but your phone has hundreds of words on it every day. Menus, notifications, buttons. If all of that is in English, you're reading English constantly without even trying.
I changed my phone to English about 3 years ago. At first, it was a little confusing. I had to look some things up, but after a week, I knew all the basic phone vocabulary by heart. And now I don't even think about it. My phone is just in English.
And the same goes for apps you use every day: your social media, your email, your maps, all in English. Small changes to your environment that add up to a lot of exposure over time.
It's what some people call immersion. Usually, immersion means going to an English-speaking country, but you can create your own immersion environment at home in your city without traveling anywhere.
Exactly. You don't need to go to America or England to surround yourself with English. You can create that environment right where you are.
Another thing I want to mention is online communities. There are so many free online spaces where English learners connect with each other on Reddit, on Facebook groups, on Discord servers.
Oh, that's a great point. Can you tell us more about that?
Sure. So there are communities of English learners from all over the world who chat in English, help each other with questions, share resources, and even do language exchanges. It's really supportive and friendly.
And writing in those communities is great practice. You're using English in a real conversation with real people. It's not just an exercise, you're actually communicating.
And language exchange is wonderful too. You find someone who speaks English and wants to learn your language. You help them with your language, they help you with English. Both of you practice for free.
It's a perfect exchange, and there are websites specifically for this, completely free. You can chat by text, by voice, or even by video call.
I had a language exchange partner a few years ago. Her name was Linda, and she was from Canada. She wanted to learn my language, and I wanted to practice my English. We talked for 1 hour every week for about 8 months.
Did it help?
It helped enormously, not just with language, with confidence. Talking to a real person in English, knowing that she understood me and I understood her, that was so motivating. It made me feel like, yes, I can do this.
And confidence is so big in language learning. When you believe you can do it, you take more risks, you speak more, you try more, and that's how you improve.
So don't wait until your English is perfect before you start speaking or writing with other people. Start now. Make mistakes. Learn from them. That's the whole process.
Perfectly said. Okay, let's do a little summary before we close. We've covered so much today.
We have. Let's see. YouTube with English subtitles, podcasts you can listen to anywhere, reading on social media and free websites like BBC Learning English, talking to yourself and shadowing for speaking, writing a simple daily diary, free apps used consistently every day, watching cartoons and TV shows, singing along to English music, changing your phone language to English, and joining online communities for real conversation practice.
All of those things, all free, all from home.
And the most important thing connecting all of them is consistency, a little bit every day. Even 10 minutes counts. Even one video counts. Even one diary entry counts.
Your future English speaking self is built one small habit at a time. Start today. Not tomorrow, not next week, today.
I love that. Okay, before we say goodbye, we have a question for all of you listening.
Yes, and we really want to hear from you on this one. We read every single comment.
So, here is our question. What is your favorite free way to learn English at home? Is it watching videos, listening to music, reading, talking to yourself, using an app? Tell us in the comments below. We would love to know.
Okay, Sophia, what a great episode. I feel like we covered everything today.
We really did. And I always have so much fun talking with you, William. These conversations feel natural and easy, and I hope our listeners feel the same way.
That's the goal, to make English feel natural and easy. Okay, everyone, thank you so much for listening today. You are amazing for taking the time to practice your English.
Seriously, the fact that you're here, listening, learning, trying, that means everything. You should feel proud of yourself.
If you haven't already, please like this episode, share it with someone who wants to improve their English, leave a comment with your answer to our question, and subscribe so you never miss a new episode.
We work hard on every episode for you, and your support keeps us going. So thank you from the bottom of our hearts.
Until next time, keep practicing, keep going, and remember, every single word you learn is taking you one step closer to your goal.
Bye, everyone. We'll see you very soon.
Take care. Bye-bye.